Thank you. My name is Evan. I'm from the David Rumsey Map Center, and I'm going to start us off here. Bernie's going to go next. I'm going to show a demo, a live demo. Of course, nothing ever happens wrong. Nothing ever goes wrong with a live demo. But I'll start with just kind of painting a picture how this fits into the David Rumsey Map Center, and then Bernie's going to tell us a little bit more about the development process and plans for the future. Couple of disclaimers. One, a couple of people asked me if David is here. David Rumsey is not here, so you do have Bernie and me, and that's pretty okay. The other thing is, for this live demo, I'm going to mirror my view looking this way. For those of you who are kind of on this side and don't want to be on the screen, I just FYI, you can move over to this side. Hopefully that's okay. I don't mean to put you on the spot. So let me just quickly set up. And for those of you who haven't seen one of these before, this is the Apple Vision Pro. It's Apple's AR headset. Let me just mirror my screen here. So it's using my gestures and my hand gestures and my eye to navigate the interface. So now you should be seeing what I'm seeing. I'm going to get out of this. And this is just like an iPhone, just like an iPad. This is the home screen with our apps, and as I move my hands, and I'm sorry, hopefully you can hear me. There's a lot going on in my perception. So I'm just going to move it over, open up the Globes app. This is what we're going to talk to you about. So the Globes app is about just displaying and allowing people to interact with virtual globes that are part of the David Rumsey Map collection. So if you open up the app, you're presented with a menu of, there's 21 different globes in here, and a lot of these aren't actually, some of them are actual globes, but a lot of them are maps that have been georeferenced and draped over the spherical object. Bernie's going to talk to you a little bit about that. But as I kind of look through this app, you can kind of see where my eyes are moving. Hopefully the contrast is good on the screen, but I'm looking at the top left Coronelli globe, the celestial globe actually, and if I click on this one on the globe, an actual sphere will appear. And I can move this around. I'll try not to be super choppy. I'm moving this. I can also move this menu. Oops, sorry. Mike was behind the menu. But I can move this around. If I don't want this in my view, I can move that around as well. I'm going to leave it there just because I have limited space to kind of play around here. We can zoom in. I think it's 8K resolution. We can make it smaller. We can move it around. We can open up different globes. If I click on this globe, I can rotate it so that I'm looking at the North Pole or the South Pole. I can make it bigger and use this to reset the placement of the globe, or bring it back to the north orientation. I can stop the spinning if I want to, just to kind of like, say you find a spot on this globe, you want to look at it more, you can stop it and kind of investigate that way. I'm going to just show you, if you're interested in anything else about the globe, you can click on this information tab, get more information about it, or open it up on David Rumsey. I'll tell you a little about this character, David Rumsey, that I keep mentioning in a second. But this takes you to David's site with a little bit more information about that globe. You can also zoom into this image too, and get more information, more metadata, more contextual information about this map. Let's see here. I'm going to hide this globe. I'm going to close Safari and bring this menu back here. There's one more globe I want to show you, which is, if I can find it, and if I do ever get lost, I can go to the menu up here and filter to moon, celestial, Earth, or planets. The one that I'm looking for is an Earth globe that depicts the Earth. This is the Urbano Monti world map. I'm going to open it up as a globe first and show you. So this is actually not a globe. It's a world map that's been compiled into an atlas. There's 60 plates. The plates have been scanned and stitched together and draped over this globe. This is a manuscript by a person named Urbano Monti from 1587. It's it's fantastic. There's all kinds of really cool creatures like this thing here. I don't know what that is exactly, but it's attacking the ship. It's full of things. There's so many fantastical creatures, depictions of places that may or may not exist. I really love this one. This is one of my favorite things in the collection. I'm going to open this up as a panoramic. This is my favorite part of this app, is opening it up as a panoramic. And I'm actually going to hide the globe and move this away. But it basically takes over all of your senses. And I can rotate this if I want to kind of look at different places on the Earth. But this is to me is it's kind of an outer body experience, to be honest with you. I know you're not getting it all on the screen here, but it's amazing. If you do have an Apple Vision Pro app or headset and you look at the reviews, I think there's a handful of reviews that are just like people just lose themselves over this feature. So let's see, I kind of lost. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to stop my demo there, go back to the slides. Hopefully that worked. All right. Okay, so actually, you know what? First, because we're on the home screen, there's several people listed here. They're not all here. They all contributed. On the David Rumsey Map Center side, David Rumsey, of course, and Niles Dorn, very major participants in this project, so I just want to give them credit. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the David Rumsey Map Center. We're a unit within Stanford University Libraries, and we work to advance teaching and learning and research with Stanford's historical cartographic collections. And we do this through a few different ways. We manage collections, so we manage a collection of over 100,000 objects, ranging in date from 1493 to the present. We have a cataloger who describes them so people can find them in the catalog. We scan them with our digital lab so people can see them online, and we conserve them so that people can use them for a long period of time. We also provide educational programming and support for Stanford classes. During the academic year, we probably see between 3 and 4 classes a week. A couple of weeks ago, we had 8. That's about max for us. It's a lot to do. There's a lot of students coming in, a lot of research fellows coming in, just to kind of experience the space, the collections, and get to know what we have to offer. And we also try to foster conversations around new ways of thinking about maps and technology to share them. And this is, this Globes app really fits into all of those. It cross-cuts elements of every single one of those things. And so that's kind of how this project started. So it's been about a year since we started. We had a phone call, I think, David Rumsey, myself, Bernie, Kadek at Monash. We're on a phone call just to kind of figure out what we could do together. I think David had come across Kadek's article on Globes, which I think Bernie's going to mention. And yeah, it just kind of started rolling from there. It's been pretty successful so far. Our educational approach focuses on equipping students with the skills and experience to ask questions about maps. That's kind of the core of what we do. And mostly these are undergraduate students or grad students that really haven't had a chance to be exposed to archives like this before. But we're there to try to coach them to dive into these objects and to understand the narratives that they contain and the history that they encapsulate. In doing this, we are trying to enhance their critical thinking abilities regarding reading maps and cartographic material. And we've had a lot of success with experimenting in 2 different formats, the physical map and the scanned image as a digital object. And we ask different questions about the things in each case. For example, with a physical map, we might consider the size, or we might consider the way it's been folded, and ask questions about how that might have been used in the past and how it might fit into somebody's historical knowledge. And with a scan map image, of course, we can do like a georeference map. We can look at change over time, or try to identify features or phenomena that might have been left off the map. And in all of this, we encourage students to be inquisitive. We're not there to teach them about the map or tell them about the map. We're there to make them feel comfortable asking these questions. So we're all learners in this sense too. And the Globes app really expands the approach to encompass that gradient space in between the physical and the digital, and we're really excited to kind of come up with other ways that people can start to ask questions in this new space. So I'm just going to end here really quickly. We're really excited to begin inviting students to try this out in the classroom setting. We've had some success with students coming in and requesting to use this on an ad hoc basis. But we're really trying to revamp this into a sort of a more, bring it into the program around our learning experiences and creating activities around this. So a lot of you are educators. Hopefully there's a lot of you who are students. I hope all of you have been students. If you have any ideas, I'm really interested in talking to you about this. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it right there and let Bernie take the rest of the presentation. Great. Are you going to just leave it? Okay, cool.
Okay, so I want to quickly, as Evan mentioned, we use different sources for our globes. So they're actually virtual globes and not real existing globes. So one example here is GORE. So this is a map, a globe by Vincenzo Coronelli. So he printed these GOREs, and the David Rumsey Map Collection owns a print of these GOREs, and they were scanned and georectified and stick together into an equirectangular map like this. And now we can use this equirectangular map as a texture, and it's quite detailed, as you can see here. We use this as a texture, so we create a virtual globe, wrap it around the texture around the globe, and then we can place the globe in front of us. Another source that we use are printed maps. Here is Mary Tharp and Bruce Heason's famous floor of the ocean map. So this one here uses a Mercator map projection, and we convert this to an equirectangular map. We have this, this black bar at the bottom and the top along the poles, but that's not actually a big problem, as you can see here. And an additional source are map series. So here is the USGS Geology of the Moon map series. This is a map series that shows the hemisphere facing Earth of Moon. And when we stitch these together and wrap them around, it's not a complete globe, but it still makes it for a very interesting and fascinating visualization. So these are the globes. I can skip this because Evan has already shown this. And so this is now what we are working on currently and what we would like to explore in the future. So first thing here is SharePlay. So with SharePlay, we can use or show globes to users at different locations. Here we have two users. What I see is the big image, and there's another user at another space, and they see the small image there. And what's going to happen here is the remote user is going to open a globe. He selects a globe from the gallery, and the globe appears in front of both of us, remotely and also locally. The remote user now scales and positions the globe, and it also does the same here. And now I am, or the captured user, rotates the globe, and it also rotates for the remote user. So we can explore this together. We can have multiple users collaborate together in this way. This is not currently integrated, but we are working on this. Here is another earlier exploration. This is using the Microsoft HoloLens, and this is Kadek Satriadi, one of the co-authors. So he is holding a physical globe, and this physical globe is being tracked to rotate or orient a panorama globe around him. So as he rotates the globe, the panorama around him follows. We can do the same for a virtual globe here. On the left side, we have a physical globe. On the right side, we have the virtual globe. And as he rotates the globe, on the physical globe, the virtual globe shows the opposite hemisphere, such that we can see the entire globe. We can do the same for large globes here. This globe is showing epicenters of earthquakes. And the same principle, as he rotates the globe, the virtual globe follows. And we can do the same for flat maps. Here is a map with a hammer projection, and we can adjust the center of the projection here. Or we can do small multiples, so multiple globes that follow the physical globe. And this time here with bars on top. And we can also augment physical globes. Here we see net migration between different countries. And I'm now going to switch computers real quick. And plug this in here. Okay, so now this is going to be a bit experimental, and I hope this is going to work. This is really a prototype. I'm going to move this to the microphone. Okay, so what I have here is a little globe, and I'm going to start this app here. So this app is tracking this globe. So that means we know where this physical globe is, and we can augment this. So we can, for example, add bars on top, and I can now interact with this globe and rotate it here, and the bars follow. Or I can show, usually if I'm connected to the internet, I could show a Wikipedia page, or I could show a chart for the country I select. So I tapped here on China. I can tap on any other country and augment this. And I can replace the globe also. So here we show a Bellamy texture on top. I have a series of textures that I can select here. So here for example, is the ocean floor map. And let me switch back here. And of course, I can also tweak those bars. So I can say, make them quite long. Don't poke me in my eyes here. I'll make them thicker. I can actually create cubistic art here if I push this to the limits. And yeah, so that's the kind of tools that we currently explore, and we would like to extend this to more globes and to more interesting applications. Okay, so that's what we had to present. Thank you.
Nice. All right. I think we have time for one or two questions. Yes.
So, quick question. Was the globe previously calibrated to the app, or you just walk through the globe, whatever you see?
So what we need to do, we need to have a model of the globe. So if it's a physical globe, then we need to scan it, create a photogrammetric model of it, and then we can train an AI, a machine learning model that then does the orientation or the location of that tracks the globe and gives us the location and the orientation of that globe. Yeah.
One more question. We got time for one more. Anybody? Be brave. Way in the back.
Is this available for any other VR platform?
It's currently only available for the Apple Vision Pro, yes. Because the Apple Vision Pro is just way, way better in terms of visual quality than anything else on the market right now. So that's why we use this. There's another question.
Go ahead.
Here.
So I understand it was VR, virtual reality on Apple Vision Pro. Sadly, not all of us can afford this. Is there a initiative or push to potentially get this on like iPads or iPhones, where you could still overlay these globes on physical globes like through the phone or
Like an AR experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there is the David Rumsey Map Collection have an iPhone, or I think it's for iPhone only I believe, app where you can visualize globes but not augment physical globes. So yeah, but at least you can yeah.
All right, thank you. Find them after if you have more questions.